Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys. As you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KI Culture Radio. Prince Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like it, my man?
Living a dream.
Feeling good, feeling great. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. The weekend is here. So, we're going to have some fun today. So, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, let's get it then. You already know it's Freestyle Friday, which are Freestyle Friday. Some people don't know what that means. Freestyle Friday means that we did trending, fun, goofy type of topics. And not only that, it's freestyle, so we freestyle any way we want it to go. So that being said, Jordan, what's going on in the hip hop world? What's happening in the hip hop?
About the hip hop, but let's talk about hip hop. We're going to go into Nelly. So, a lot of people that don't know, Nelly was sued by his former group member, Saint Lunatic, for $50 million because, oh, hold on, let me pull up the article really quick. It just went down on me. Down. So Nelly's getting sued. If anybody guys don't know, by his former crew, Saint Lunatic, for his for songs. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. So according to Billboard, the former group members filed a lawsuit against Nelly, stating that he left them out of proper credit as well as royalty payments for the album that they did together. And this was almost 24 years ago. The lawsuit was filed in Manhattan Federal Court on September 18th. The album they are referred to is Free City, which is released a year after the success of Nelly hit single Country Grammar. After being assured by Nelly that they will be properly compensated and credited for their work, it wasn't an issue at the time. Yet they felt manipulated as the artist had them thinking that they will be paid for the work done on the album. But other than that, Hakeem played a clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
And rapper Nelly facing a lawsuit from his former Saint Lunatics group members. This all stems back to his breakout album, Country Grammar. The group is claiming Nelly cut them out of the credits and royalties from the album. The lawsuit alleges Nelly lied about paying the other members for their work. Country Grammar turns 25 years old next year, and at its height, the album spent 5 weeks on top of the Billboard's 200 charts.
Also,
so this is very interesting to me, But let's get into it. Go ahead, Rodney, man. What's your take on the Saint Lunatics suing Nelly?
Now I got my shout out to the Berry Wife for always being here. Shout out to those who watch on Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Quit on Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. It's so very, very, very important. Hey, Berry White, great to see you. But the St. Lunatics, I always question about that group because it's for some apparent reason, like 10 years ago, that group just totally disappeared. I always wondered what happened to them. But now it kind of makes sense because Nelly stopped paying them. Not only that, but the simple fact is, where it's alleged that they didn't never got compensated for the St. Louis tickets. Because I always wondered what happened to Murphy Lee, all these other guys that were signed under him, and I was like, what are they doing? They never seemed to amaze me because I was always wondering in the back of my mind. But now it really makes sense with the simple fact of what this lawsuit is happening right now. But to me, if the lawsuit is true that Nelly stopped paying them, I want to know does this kind of help Nelly's situation with his financial situation, because it shows you that Nelly still right now, they say he's struggling financially. So I don't know, Hakeem, man, and Jordan. I don't know about this one, man. This one is really jacked up. If he really did that, and Nelly now alleged that he's broke, this junk is crazy. Go right ahead, Hakeem. Your commentary.
No, definitely. So I watched an interview by Ali. Ali was one of the former members, and he was the oldest out of all of them. He went on record and stated that a lot of the Country Grammar stuff he wrote, and he ain't never been paid compensated. So this was an interview that happened 2-3 years ago that he talked about this, and they were saying like, "Hey man, we wasn't compensated. We was doing this off the love." This is just standard practice in the music business. You're gonna get messed over, and your friends will mess you over if the things is not outlined right. Some people do it in good faith. Some people know. This happened with Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, in her first album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, she did not write, produce, and all that. She just sung on it. The Ark did it. Robert Nobles, Robert Glasgow, a bunch of these guys from New Jersey did it. They was removed from the credits. They had to take her to court to add them onto the credits, which was years later. So imagine the amount of royalties a lot of these guys lost. So entertainment business is a cutthroat business. It's better to be broke than to go into business and be famous and broke.
And the thing is about it, I agree with you, and I feel like this is a little bit on the money grab because if Ali was so smart, he should have did what Ice Cube did back 30 years ago. Remember, when him with the NWA that was going on tour and everything, and they didn't get they really signed a contract until like the end of the tour and everything, and then everybody signed except for Ice Cube. He really got a contract. He said, man, this guy, our manager, man, he's screwing us already, man. I don't want this money, yo, because he's gonna take more majority of our stuff. So what did Ice Cube did? He left the group and he went solo, and then he got paid for his own songs and everything. And that's what Ali should have did 24 years ago with Country Garden came out and everything. And remember, guys, last year, Nelly sold his catalog 50%, and he got $50 million last year. He sold that off last year. Selling his catalog, got $50 million. So my thing is this: it's like why did it take so long to them to drop the suit already? You know what I'm saying? It's been over 24 years. Or when Nelly got paid for selling his catalog, why he didn't sue just then? Why did he wait till a year later? It might be some legal stuff I don't know about. It might take so long to sue this man. But you're right, Hakeem. When it comes to this music industry. And as in Nelly was being the hot one from the group, if he was originally on the group, of course if you're the hot one, of course there's gonna people gonna tell about the music industry when it comes to writing songs, having your own catalog, which Nelly still has 50%. He sold 50% last year, so he still had another 50% of his catalog and everything. So Nelly know the business, what he can do and everything. But the St. Lunatics or Ali, he didn't know anything. He was just like, okay, now he's gonna take us to the top and everything, But he didn't get no lawyers involved. He didn't, get his own lawyers to look over, comes to songs and everything. That's what Ice Cube did. So with St. Lunatics is, he's like, you can sue, but the thing is, I don't think they're gonna win because they have nothing in writing. I don't know what type of lawyer they have, and to me, I think they're gonna lose because you like I said, you don't have nothing in writing, and the thing is you don't own anything. So to me, I think for him to St. Louis to sue like this at this time and take so long, to me it's like people are looking at more of a money grab. I get why he sued, but the thing is, it's like at the beginning, when it comes to you writing the music and everything, you should be the one to have your own lawyer and everything, and make sure you had that sealed up before Nelly took it and put it in his catalog and everything. So when I'm seeing like that, you can sue, but I think he's gonna lose because he didn't know the business like that until now. Or since the St. Louis didn't know the business until now. Now they want to sue. And to me, it's kind of a money grab and everything. But the thing is, guys, you guys lost. When it comes to this. And to me, I don't see them winning. So that's my take on that.
No, but to me, St. Louis Tech was a really, really big group, especially at that time. Remember, they got Grammys. The
And
list goes
remember,
on
it
and
was
on. That was a hard group.
remember on PlayStation 2, they was on the NBA Street Volume 2.
That is correct. Yep, that is correct.
On the Street Volume 2. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Oh, man, he got to compensate those guys for a lot of money. But like you say, Joy, chances are they might end on losing because they don't have nothing on paper. But it's just sad. Barry White, I'm with you. Like, your own friends screw you over. That's crazy because they were like they grew up together. They had that relationship and they screw each other over. That's why I say, to me, when you get to that level, make sure you have everything in writing. Shout out to Ashwin, one of the creators of the Shiesty Adventures, is also in the building. Shout out to Ken Dawn, the mom father, is also in the building as well. Shout out to those who's watching us on Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. So very important. Sports. Jordan, what's going on in the sports world, big dog?
Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. So a lot of people don't know, if you guys do know, that the WNBA playoffs is about to start on Monday. The season ended yesterday, and so here's our teams who are in the playoffs. Go ahead, Hakeem. I sent you the bracket, so we're gonna show you a bracket. So we're gonna see like who we gonna pick, like who's gonna win the WNBA championship. So for who's in the playoffs, you got the New York Liberty, you got the Minnesota Lynx, you got the Connecticut Suns, you got the Las Vegas Aces, Seattle Storms, Indiana Fever, the Phoenix Mercury, and the Atlantic Dream. So so most of you guys know a couple teams. Guys, you probably know Indiana Fever. That's where Caitlin Clark played. You know, she showed out as a rookie, and she showed out as a rookie. And remember, guys, last year they was dead last. You know, in the rankings. Now Caitlin Clark got into the team. Now she pushed in the playoffs and ranked at number 6. People know about the Las Vegas Aces. You know, they got Asia Wilson, who was one of the best players in the game. People know about the Phoenix Mercury because they got Skylar Diggins, they got Brittany Griner, and Diana Taurasi as well. She'll still be playing and everything. So the top teams that are favored at the moment, according to FanDuel Sportsbooks, New York Liberty, they're the top heavy favorites, followed by Las Vegas Aces, and then you got the Minnesota Lynx, and then you got the Connecticut Suns. So, you know, here you guys go. We have the WNBA playoffs, you guys. So, Hakeem, I'm gonna start with you. Who do you got winning the WNBA championship for this season? And remember, I want to say this too. The Las Vegas Aces, they won back-to-back, and they're trying to go for the 3-peat this year.
I'm gonna go with what's the girl name? What team she on? What the white girl name is?
Oh, Caitlin.
Okay, yeah. Whatever team she playing, she's gonna take it all the way.
Okay, she's the 6th seed. Yes, he's a 6th seed. Okay.
Shout out to White Hound. Shout out to White Hound with White Hound. This one I'm going with Vegas. I'm going with the Ace. Ace have the better dominant team. They average about close to 80 points, 80 points total team combined points, 80 points to 90 points per game. So I'm going with them again. This is gonna be their 3rd repeat. I don't see nobody beating them. They're too strong of a dominant team.
For me, looking at team-wise, who has a better quality team, the Connecticut Suns and New York Liberty, team-wise, they have a really good, solid team. The Indiana Caitlin Clark, you know, they have a good backcourt, but it comes to the rest of the players, I don't think they can go so far. But the Las Vegas Aces, I'm with you, Ronnie. They still got the best player in the league. Their backcourt is really, really good. And they're trying to make history. They're trying to make history right now. So I'm gonna go with Las Vegas Aces. Asia Wilson, you know, she's gonna win her. I think she's gonna win her 3rd MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be her 3rd. And then if she wins, this will be her 3rd straight WNBA Finals MVP, which she's making history. And also, she just broke Angela Reese records for most rebounds in the game. Even though Angela Reese was hurt, you know, I think Angela Reese still would have got broke that record. Angela Reese, she broke the record with Angela. She broke the record what Angela Reese made for the most rebounds in the game, and now she's the leader on that and everything. So I think history is on Las Vegas Aces, and I think they're gonna win a championship this year.
Facts. About I think Ace got it. I was on with you with White High on that one. Shout out to the mother on the lovely Natasha Vincent's also in the building. Shout out to her for being here. We really do greatly appreciate you. So that being said, that's good for the sports commentary. Wrap it. Let's go on with the money train. Jordan, what's going on with the money? You already know. I love the money talk. What's going on with the money?
Let's talk about the money. And we're going to talk about the U.S. dollar. So, looking at the future right now, what we're looking at right now, the U.S. dollar is going down a little bit, and we're looking at the future that maybe the U.S. dollar might be going down because how it depends on how the federal rates, how they will cut their rates and everything. And also how the economy is too, when it shows how the U.S. dollar and everything. So we're gonna play the clip from Yahoo Finance to talk about the U.S. dollar, and after that we're gonna chop it up. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Shout outs to Sophia Grace.
Yep, make sure you subscribe to She Rising Soul. Go right ahead, Hakeem.
Paring back some of its losses here today. You're looking at gains of the dollar index up just about 0.4% after initially plunging yesterday following the Fed's larger than expected rate cut. Our next guest thinking that we may see some more weakness potentially here within the currency. So let's talk about that. We have Francesco Pasole, FX strategist with ING. Francesco, it's great to have you here. So talk to us about that upcoming weakness that it looks like you are expecting. I guess what does that downside then potentially look like?
Well, I think the initial reaction, to the big Fed cut was not very clear for markets. They tried to make sense of the fact that the Fed did cut by 50 basis points, but then Powell in the press conference was quite hawkish. Now, we think that moving on is more likely that the Fed will move in 25 basis point steps. However, within the markets will still prefer to err on the side of dovishness when it comes to pricing. And ultimately, they may prefer to stay on the soft side, on the bearish side of the dollar into the U.S. election, also because it appears that market pricing is moving closer and closer to favoring a win by Harris, who is a more dollar negative candidate.
And so with that in mind, as we're thinking about what this Fed move means, what does this signal to you for other central banks around the world?
Well, I think there has been a pretty substantial and clear decoupling between the Fed and other central banks. I think global developed market central banks, at least, seem to be moving much more in line. During the hiking cycle, the market rate expectations moved quite in line at the beginning of the easing cycle in some of them. But I think a lot of central bankers make clear that they are quite independent to the Fed. And I think that the decoupling is quite clear with the ECB and even more with the Bank of England. We saw today they're keeping rates at 5%, and they're not really signaling they're in any rush to cut rates. I'm not sure that we are in a position to derive much for other central banks based on what the Fed is doing.
That's so interesting because I have heard at least some of the commentary out there that this does pave the way, almost give the green light there to other central banks, but it doesn't sound like you necessarily agree with that or that it's going to be anything that substantially, I guess, plays into that decision.
Well, I mean, we must think of this way. The Fed didn't move first. They're not particularly leading the way. This 50 basis point cut seemed, the way it was kind of described by Powell, it was more like backward-looking cut. They should have cut at the previous meeting, and they just decided to deliver 50 basis points. But then they went into a press conference trying to tell markets that 50 basis points won't be the norm. In a way, it feels more like the Fed is catching up with other central banks. You look at the Bank of Canada that moved early, obviously the European Central Bank, but also the Bank of England. So I don't think there is this very strong notion that the Fed is leading the way in monetary easing.
Okay, and so we're just months away from the U.S. presidential election. Can you tell us what might happen with the strength of the dollar here as we're considering both candidates?
Yeah, so I believe it will be very important, the positioning picture of the dollar once we get to the election. We think there is a decent case for dollar short positions to rise into the election on the back of these Fed cuts. And ultimately, this means that if we assume there's an equal kind of probability of Harris or Trump winning, the risks are more to the downside for the dollar because there would be more more substantial negative, the risks are more upside to the dollar because there would be an asymmetrically larger positive impact on the dollar if Trump wins compared to a win by Harris. We think it will be quite a binary event, but definitely if Trump wins, we'd probably be looking at higher volatility than under Harris.
Francesco Pasole, who is the ING FX strategist, thanks so much for taking the time here with us today.
So there you go. There you go about the U.S. dollar. So go ahead, Armani, man. What's your take about the future or how the U.S. dollar is going to look?
I like to simplify the how they mentioned the aspect of the presidential election because that's very important when it comes to the aspect of trading of the dollar. Basically, whoever's going to become in office either going to lower the value of the dollar or increase the value of the dollar. And he even made a good point. He said if Trump is there, they know the value of the dollar is going to automatically increase compared to Kamala Harris, that the dollar would lose its value. Because I think they sense that Kamala Harris probably don't even know what the hell she doing when it comes to the aspect of straightening up the economy. And I think they already know that Trump is a better choice of building the economy back into its proper standard. Because Trump, you already know, is a businessman, so you understand how the business trade works and how business run. The U.S. dollar is still strong in some areas, part of the world, but in other areas not that strong. You go to Japan or you go to other places, the U.S. dollar is not as valuable than the euro dollar. So, but if you go to like a small third world country, the U.S. dollar is very powerful. You could be able to use it for a lot of things. And I think people are also saying it here. The U.S. dollar, it actually affects us here, even in the United States. People, you see, like the gallon of milk is like $6 because due to the fact of inflation. So the power of the dollar is not really that powerful, is becoming weakened. But the best time for the dollar to be powerful again is by bringing the United States back into the number one powerhouse in the world. So, and the only way that'll be able to happen when we have the right politician in office in the building that can be able to take us to the next level. Shout out to the lovely Bobby Bryant that's also in the building. Go ahead, Akeem. Your comment.
So I want people to understand something. Where every great empire, everything must fall. The influence, its strength, its reach out to different places. So our influence is tied to our money. Our influence is tied to our commodity goods, how we perceived to other countries and everything. And for the last few years, we have not been doing too well. So this also is going to be affected by the election in November. Hopefully, y'all will go out and vote. And we could see already this how the American economy and how the American people view this would also be tied into how our money is going to do it. Let's not get it twisted. The guy explained it very well as far as just the downing, turning, and the upping of the dollar. But a lot of also goes with how we make deals throughout the world. You know what I mean? Who's buying our dollars? Who's using our dollars? You know what I mean? And I think at this point in time, I think the China's is leading where, you know what I mean, they're doing trade and deals with the
Mm-hmm.
yang. So,
Yeah,
you
with the
know,
game.
with
Mm-hmm.
the yang. So all these plays an important part. So, you know what I mean, this is why I think Ronnie mentioned this before. You have to diversify. Diversify. You can't just leave your money in the American dollars because we don't know what's going to happen in this election. So, you know what I mean, buying goods, properties, and all this all makes this is not financial advice, but I think that also too. So the election would have an effect on how the money is going up and down and who our next president will.
Yes, great points for you guys. I just want to say this: when it comes to other countries, come to like China, come to Britain, Canada, Australia, and all over the countries in the world. That's really like first world countries. You know, they're trying to find a way to make sure how we can beat the U.S. dollar. You know, because they feel like right now it's a vulnerable time that the U.S. is economic wise not doing too well, and there are some countries that are trying to form together just to beat the U.S. dollar and everything. So, when it comes to with the election, what you guys said, it's very very important. Who's going to be elected, and who also is going to strengthen our economy in the ways, and also make trades with other countries as well. It's very very important. And hopefully in the future we can see the US dollar striking like we used to see 10-15 years ago, because like I said, the United States of America is still the most powerful country in the world. But when it comes to our economics coming out used to our US dollar, we still got to maintain that the US dollar still be nice to be strong. So hopefully when it comes to the next election, whoever's president, you don't care if it's Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, to make sure that the U.S. dollar continues to stay strong, because right now it's not looking strong as we once seen it before. So that's my take on that.
Yep. And that's why it's so very important, guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Right now, we're getting ready to deep dive to different variety of topics. It is Freestyle Friday. So, Jordan, do your thing, my brother.
All right, let's have some fun. Let's go. Let's get it. We're gonna start with this. So there was a woman that went viral, and she had with her kids, and she was upset at her baby daddy because instead of her giving groceries, because the baby daddy gave her groceries, he did his shopping himself. I don't know, went to Walmart, whatever, got him groceries. She was upset because she didn't get the money from him. The baby dad was doing a fine job. It's like, you know what? Let me go. Instead of giving the money, let me go get groceries myself and everything. She don't got to go to the store. Spend hours with the kids and get groceries. Let me take care of it myself. But when he delivered the groceries, the woman put out the cameras and said, I'm not happy. My kids don't eat this, and she was very upset that instead of her getting the groceries, she didn't get the money from him. Crazy. Go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we're gonna chop it up.
Put a post up bragging about her daddy. But I told him I needed some money for some groceries. And he decided to deliver the stuff, pick what he want to pick, and have it delivered himself. Come here, come back here. You come back here. Leave him alone, come back here. He, instead of sending me the money, he didn't have the groceries delivered. You don't know what my kids want. You don't know what my kids like. That's me. You buying stuff off of what you. I had put a post up, stuff off of what you like, and cause I told him, I needed tissue and I was out and I needed some groceries, and he done went shopping online and had some groceries delivered. That ain't what I wanted. I wanted you to send me the money so I could shop my own stuff. So me and my kids could eat what we want to eat, not what you want, the stuff you like. This was not it. Shit, I'm not happy about this shit. Stuff off of what you like, and cause I told him,
Yeah, man, that's not, instead of being grateful, he said, hey, give me the money and I will get the stuff with my kids want and everything. Why he gotta go and stuff and everything? So I found out he got the stuff online to make it easy for her, but the thing is he is still ungrateful. Hakeem, man, what's your take on this, bro?
So I always go back this. You got to be careful who you have kids with. You just got to be like, and to be honest, you got to be somebody who's humble. She wasn't humble. There are mothers right now who would die to have somebody send them groceries. There are mothers
Exactly.
who
Facts.
would say, hey, you don't even got to send me the money. Just bring the groceries over. Because they're covering their end, and what he did was cover his end, regardless of what he's son over there. Now, let me give you a caveat to this. If the girl stated that my daughter is sick, she has to be on a strict diet, that's different. But I would think a father who loves his child would coordinate with him. Hey, let me get what you gonna get. I just can't send you all this money. I just got this. I can go get it myself and send it over there. I think he was being thoughtful. I think he was being considerate and processed this and sent it over. Hearing her talk about this, one thing I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you women is please stop putting your business online and your kids online. We should not have been able to see that little girl walk around with the groceries. We should not have been able to see him send the groceries. Some of this stuff ain't none of our business. You're just opening up a can of worms where men would say that, hey, we can't do nothing right anyway, even if we're trying. For the men who are trying, pay your child support, take care of your kids. Don't look at this as a woman that, she's just one out of a million.
No, but shout out to No Chasers that's in the building. Also, shout out to Genesis that's also in the building. Genesis I am who's also in the building. Yeah, she's ungrateful, and I find it to be very hilarious. You ask the man you need some groceries, and he bought the groceries, and that's what a woman says she want a man to do, to be that very animate about his kid and about her livelihood. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. To me, that makes I can't enjoy it. It makes absolutely no sense for her to be even overreacting because the simple fact he bought groceries. Like you said, I can't, you know how many women are praying for a guy to do something like that, or praying for that type of assistant that if she could call you and say, "Hey, I need something," he go ahead and do it without no complaint. Because mind you, he could have easily did a video like, "Man, this lady's ungrateful. I don't like to spend. Every time you call me, I don't want to spend nothing on her." But instead, he knew the aspect of the children, and he knew the aspect that, hey, at the end of the day, this is still my baby mama. I gotta make sure she's okay and she's well taken care of. You need me? I'm here for you. Here you go. Wham. But then she do a video and complain about it. I don't.
Mm.
Just totally ungrateful. To me, it's just totally. It's just hilarious. Shout out to Nighties that's also in the building. Go ahead, Jordan.
Ma'am, to whoever recorded that video, man, why so bitter? Why so bitter? I feel like she's the type of woman, like you say, that man can do anything, can't do anything right. When it comes to groceries, no, you didn't give me the money right. When it comes to clothes, or no, why you didn't give me the money to get the clothes? Or no, the clothes too small. I ain't told you this type of clothes. Or when it comes to, school and everything. No, that's not the type of pencils you don't go to Walmart and get the pencils. You go to Target and get the pencils. I feel like she's the type of woman, she complains about everything when that man does. And that's super duper bitter. And Hakeem is right. Watch what you have kids with. Please watch what you have kids with. Shout out to our Ken Dog with a $5 super chat. Shout out to you guys. We appreciate the Ken Dog for the super chat. Really, really do. Anyways, yeah, man, she sounds like a bitter type of woman. And man, if you guys watching this right there, make sure who you had kids with, who you sleep with, who you had kids with, because if you have kids with the wrong chick, this is what you're gonna see: a chick that you do something for the kids. And
Natasha, that made my day.
I said she was a big bag. I didn't say that.
I'm asking, she ain't show her face, so she must be a big bag.
She must be a big bag. That's a good one.
She ain't show her face.
Yeah, I didn't say that, Natasha. You did. You said it. I didn't say that. But getting back to the bitter part, she's a very bitter woman. You got your kids running out and everything, crying and everything. You're not supposed to do that. No, you're living in the projects. We know that for a fact. If you got your kids running like that.
Oh my God! Listen, I didn't point that out. You did, but you all right.
Yeah, you all right.
You all right.
The kid was running outside.
I gotta wipe my face on that one. Like,
I saw that one.
Hey, that's what it seems like. I'm just saying everything. But yeah, man, just watch out for yourself. Like I said, even if you want to be chick from the project, it could be some chick who lives in the suburbs, whatever. And they could be bitter like that because they just don't like you like that for some reason. Maybe because you got a better chick. Oh, shout out to
Joe don't hurt him.
Assalamu
alaikum, my brother.
Yeah. Blessings to you. Blessings in abundance.
I love you, Aki.
Yes, man. We really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate it. But yeah, man, this is another a bitter chick. According to Natasha, a bitter big back that she's not being thankful about getting groceries and everything. She just gotta be bitter for no reason because she probably gonna have a job. She probably got to stay in the house. She probably got. I'm not gonna go too far, but she's just bitter. Hey, that's my take on that. She's just bitter.
Jordan, look what Happy say. Happy say, we're mean. We haven't even said anything mean.
I ain't said anything, man. I just said she's bitter.
You're Happy. We didn't even attack her character. I know you're a woman and you're gonna do this, but remember, Happy, this is a man who actually followed the assignment. He sent her some food. And if that's not enough, like come on, like we scold men here for not taking care of their kids, not paying child support, and not staying with the women who had a baby with. Now he understands the assignment, but No Chaser said something earlier that I didn't want to glance over because Jordan was talking. No Chaser. It shows that they are not capable of co-parenting and having communication skill amongst each other. If he sent the groceries and sent it there, that means that they don't talk. She sent a text. Stop.
Correct. That's what it was. But to me, even though she must have sent a text, he still was able to send what he needed to send. Like, okay, like for example, if a woman texts a man, even though they don't have great communication, like, hey, I need some diapers, and he send you the diapers, then later 2 hours later, you go online and complain about it. I mean, like, he didn't get the right size of diapers. You told him to give you some diapers. You need to specify what you need and what you want. He didn't want to give you the money because chances are you probably spend the money on yourself and not spend your money on the kids. That's a whole nother conversation there. We're not even going to touch on. But there's some women that won't even spend money on their kids. But go ahead, Jordan.
Then it is, Ronnie, when it comes to kids, like they'll usually text you a specific type of stuff they need in the house. It comes to groceries, diapers, formula, all that. If you're in a relationship or not, a woman will text you, hey, I need this type of specific type of formula for my baby. I need this type of wife for my baby. You know, fragrance free. You know, no all that chemical stuff. And usually women do that, but her, she didn't do that. She just, to me, she's just ungrateful. She could have said, "Hey, next." She could have gone all this, say, "Hey, next time, I appreciate you, but next time I'm gonna send you the list of what I really need for my kids, for our kids." That's all she had to do, but she didn't do that. She just had to complain.
Not even that, but today groceries very expensive.
Ooh,
Shoot, that
child.
bag on the floor probably costing about going on $200 to $300. That's
Ooh,
if
child.
you even don't have a food stamp card. So just imagine, or EBT card, and he doing that straight cash. So I would say she probably just wanted the cash, use it on herself, and probably buy just $100 worth of groceries. He bought a meal that's gonna last you for a good two 2 weeks and a half. 2 weeks and a half. It depends on how many kids you got. If you ain't got that many kids, and it was just the one running outside, then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But go ahead, moving forward. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the baby chaos is in the building. Go ahead.
All right, let's go. Let's get it. Let's talk about Dr. Umar. So Dr. Umar, you know, he had to get his 2 cents about the Diddy situation, and and really specifically talk about the baby oil and everything. So talking about that's not a federal crime. He also said the freak offs are not it's not a federal crime. So we go on here. Dr. Umar get his 2 cents off about the Diddy situation. So go ahead, can you play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
I haven't seen or heard a single piece of evidence against Sean Puffy Gomes. I ain't read it in the New York Times. I ain't read it in the Philadelphia Inquirer. I ain't heard it on CNN. I ain't seen it on Headline News. Where is the evidence that Sean Puffy Combs engaged in interstate sex trafficking? I keep hearing about Cassie when I turn on the news. Why are we hearing about Cassie when Cassie has nothing to do with the federal indictment? I don't think any black man should have 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I don't think any black man needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil. But I haven't seen anywhere in federal law where owning 1,000 bottles of baby oil is a federal crime. I haven't seen baby oil is not a federal crime. Stomping out Cassie, he was not charged with a crime. The freak offs are not crimes. So why do we keep hearing about Cassie? Why do we keep hearing about baby oil? Why do we keep hearing about freak offs? Where are the federal charges, and why are the charges being sealed? Why did the feds seal the charges against Sean Puffy Combs? I'm going to tell you one reason why the feds sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs. One of the biggest reasons they sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs is because the evidence is probably weak. Baby oil is not a federal crime. Stomping out Cassie, he was not charged with a crime. The freak offs are not crimes. So why do we keep hearing about Cassie? Why do we keep hearing about baby oil? Why do we keep hearing about freak offs? Where are the federal charges, and why are the charges being sealed? Why did the feds seal the charges against Sean Puffy Combs? I'm going to tell you one reason why the feds sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs. One of the biggest reasons they sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs is because the evidence is probably weak.
Hey, since everybody talking about baby oil, we talking about baby oil. I won't be surprised that Johnson & Johnson might be starting off with baby oil. Since you talking about baby oil.
Keno just said that in the chat. He literally just said baby oil gonna be on the rise. I agree.
It's gonna be high demand.
There's gonna be high demand because everybody's talking about it. Johnson & Johnson, good job. Good job. No, but like I stated before, I already told you guys, I won't be surprised if you win this case. I kept saying y'all on the last show, I said I would not be surprised if you win this case, even though it may be a federal case. And chances are they say a lot of people don't win a federal case, but I said I would not be surprised because remember when it gets on P Diddy, you're using evidence based on Cassidy and what people hearsay and what people are saying. They're not really doing like it's not really like hardcore evidence actually using right now against Diddy. Now, the only evidence it could use against Diddy is the sex trafficking. Because remember, he was bringing people in flying them into Miami or New York or even California, which you're not allowed to do that because that is trafficking. So that's the only thing that could probably get him on. But everything else, like I came, what's wrong with the freak off? That's
Nothing
not
wrong
a
with a
lot of
freak
people
off.
keep saying there's nothing wrong with the freak off. Nothing wrong with the baby oil. Everybody, some people use baby oil. What more they mean to say? So, but 50 Cent said something that was very powerful on Earn Your Legion. He said the reason why PD is having a hard time and a lot of things he's facing himself with is because the simple fact is they say he was trying to buy a liquor company, and that's what started the whole thing between PD because he was trying to buy a liquor company. Now, can that be true or not? No one knows. It's all speculation. Go ahead, Akeem.
I might have to agree with him on this one. I'm going to have to because I just think that the vitriol that they have for this man is astronomical when there's people who have done worse. I'm not exonerating him for his whatever he's done, but there are some things that we have to have common sense about. You know what I mean? We've seen videos that happened 20 years ago, and you know what I mean, it does make him a bad person, but this just seems kind of like, hey, we want to just sit back and see what's going on, but it just seemed kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? And if your best bet is to try to bankrupt him, so be it. I just hope that they keep that same energy when we find out for everybody else who's on the same frequency.
Yeah. When it comes to Dr. Umar, he did make a couple points. Me actually, one of my guys for work, we was talking about this too about if you look at when it comes to freak offs and also what's his name Frost Law talk about this when it comes to freak offs and baby oil, how is justice to a federal crime and everything. But the thing is about it is that we heard about Diddy doing some stuff, decades and decades and decades, which it finally caught up to him and everything. And the feds, got involved after they raided his house 6 months ago. They did their due diligence, and on Monday night, they found Diddy at the hotel and arrested him. They put the charges on against him and everything. And it tells you, as PhD was talked about this on Wednesday too. When it comes to a high powered black man, we feel like we have all this type of money, all this type of fame. We were unstoppable, and the stuff that we do that's bad, and we continue to do them for decades and decades, it will catch up on you and everything. And the feds, and eventually the feds called with him, and now he's in trouble and everything. So I hear what Dr. Umar is saying, but when it comes to Diddy, his past of doing decades and decades of bad stuff, when it comes to other people we work with, assistants and everything, it just finally caught up to him, and now he's got charges on him. So there you go.
Yeah, but and now right now, even right now, the situation with PD is going through, they say right now he's on suicide watch over there in the jail because this has been it's been very stressful for him and all the people that have been involved. So that was saying, I'm just curious how this case is gonna go. I think everybody is too, but it's a tough situation. I think a lot of people are riding for Diddy. As you can see, Umar, you got Fonzie, you got Boozy. A lot of people are riding for Diddy. They say, hey, he didn't do anything wrong. They pretty much blaming the innocent man. It is what it is. Go ahead, Jordan. Continue.
All right, we got some. We still gonna kind of stick with the Diddy topic, but we're gonna talk about Shy, the rapper, now who's a politician. Shy, he finally came out talking about the situation that comes to Diddy and everything about his situation, being federally charged by the crimes and everything. So for you guys don't know, Shy was with Diddy, and unfortunately, back in early 2000 and 1999, 2001, then him and Diddy was involved in the club shooting. And Shy did about 10 years in prison. He got out. I think he did 10 years. Was in jail, was in prison for 2021, and he came out in 2020, 09 and 010. So, but after that, Shy, he did his time, and now he's a politician. But now he played a clip I claimed of what Shy had to say about the Diddy situation, and after that, we'll chop it up.
when I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave, I moved on, but let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, I saw
and
you
that
spent a birthday with him once.
I
saw a birthday
I
cake.
went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on, and for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if he and I were bombali. This is someone that destroyed my life, but do I take any joy or any satisfaction with what he is going through? Absolutely not. I am different than maybe other people. No one needs to fail for me to succeed. No one needs to suffer for me.
In your at the height of your professional
Sight of what
relationship, or thereafter through the reconciliation, when he was an instrumental part of promoting you through Revolt Media, were you aware of these freak-off events, and were you aware of them? Did you have any participation in them?
Oh my goodness, Jules Vasquez. Jules Vasquez.
Were you aware of
Jules Vasquez.
Were you aware of the freak-offs?
Sir, I had nothing to do with Sean Combs' personal life, no interaction. That level, everything was strictly on a professional level.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God, man.
He was aware of the freak off. Like, come on now. Go ahead.
I know it was in the early 1990s and 2000s, but there was freak offs at that time, and Sean ain't gonna say nothing about it. But go ahead, Akeem.
Come on, he even smiled. He even smiled. He's aware of the freak off. Go ahead.
That shit was wild how they kept going. I'm just saying, like, if you don't think guys care about the freak offs, we do. You do care about the freak offs.
Not me. I ain't going to no freak offs, man.
People want to see the tapes, bro. A lot want to see them leaked tapes. They can't wait for it.
And a thousand bottles of baby
oil. And then it's not. They want to see not just the women. They want to see the men too.
Oh Lord Jesus! In Belize, they worrying about the freak offs. In Belize,
exactly. In a whole foreign land, worrying about the freak off. Also, him. But what's the history between him and Sean Diddy Combs? I don't know their history.
So I'm gonna tell you a brief story. So it's him, Puffy, and another dude. They go to a club. This the time she was dating Jennifer Lopez. Puffy stole money. One person came back, threw the money back at Puffy's face. Shine, real gangster from Brooklyn. A lot of people say he's from Belize, but he was living in Brooklyn. Came, started shooting. Pop, 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 pop. Shot a lady in the face. Shot a couple other dudes. And he went to jail. Now, here's the funny thing is, everybody got arrested that night. J-Lo, Shine, and Puffy. J-Lo was removed from the case. Puffy went and got separate lawyers from him and said that he didn't have nothing to do with it. It was that Shine acted on his own volition. And to get Puffy off, Shine took that 10-year bid.
So he helped Puffy out then.
He did,
but then why he's mad at Puffy and talking about Puffy is the reason why I'm in this?
No, he did because Puffy Puffy lawyers had to get people to testify against him, saying that he did it. He was fighting for his life, saying, "I did it to defend him." You know what I mean?
Oh no, but that's Puffy lawyers doing that. That's not Puffy doing that. That's his
No,
lawyer doing that.
it's still Puffy. It's still Puffy though, because he was still signed under the Bad Boy imprint, and Puffy paid to get him lawyers separately for that. He came to save Puffy from being disrespected and for it to go on to escalate it. So you know what I mean, Sean bust his gun, but you know.
So Shine did about 10 years, then 10 years for Puppy, and then later on, he said he later on he did forgive Puppy, and then now he's like Jordan said he doing politics. He doing what
Yeah,
he doing for Belize, whatever country he's in right now.
yeah.
So that's pretty dope. That's a pretty dope story. But that they still ask him about the freak off because remember at one point you guys was cool. Rather you was in New York, and mind you, he even kept in mind. He said he did flew to Miami. They did do certain events, but he never entertained the freak off, which I don't know how true that is. You know, because they even have pictures of them together smiling. So did he go to the freak off or not?
Oh my God, Lord Jesus, help me, please.
Well, the freak. No, don't worry. Them tapes gonna come out. It's gonna get leaked. Trust me, they're gonna leak them tapes. And then, Hakeem, you're gonna be the first one watching that
No,
the freak off.
no. Lord Jesus, help me, please. Help me,
Go ahead,
please.
go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, man. I believe Sean, like, especially in the early 2000s and late 90s. I think, you know, him and other people that was big names. Now, it kind of big names saying that they did participate in certain freak offs and everything. But I think, you know, certain stars, when it came up 2000, when it comes up years later, you know, they kind of jump out of it and everything. But Diddy was kept doing this thing. And people say, man, you got to come to the Diddy party. Ain't nothing like a Diddy party and everything. And people be interested, like, yo, what's a Diddy party like? You know, why is Diddy party so, you know, it's something about the Diddy party people got to go to and everything. But now, you know, when it comes to Diddy parties and everything, there's always something going around. You know, I think he has some type of scales. Like I said, there's a regular party, and then that's the after party, and then that's the after party where that might be considered a freak offs and everything. So, like I say, Sean knows something that he's not telling us. But like I said, we figured out what it is and everything. But yeah, you're right, Ronnie. The tape's gonna come out, you know, once this trial begins, which it might start in 2025. You know, that's what it looks like. It's gonna be pushed on and everything, so it's gonna be a minute. But other than that, you know, a lot of people are talking, from there's Diddy's assistants, Diddy's former artists from Bad Boy and everything. But eventually, we gonna find out who was in them tapes and who was in the Diddy's freak offs, and we gonna know real soon. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Shout out to Muhammad who's in the chat, man. Appreciate you coming, Muhammad.
Shout out to
I don't know
Muhammad.
I don't know, guys. If I'm delaying,
I was delaying because I thought I was waiting. I think you're delaying, Ryan, because I thought I was delaying it at first. Can you hear me, Ryan? Can you hear me, Hakeem?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think it's Ronnie. He's delaying a little bit. He's definitely delaying. But yeah, Hakeem, them tapes, man, eventually they gonna come out. We gonna talk. You know, we gonna talk about it. I can't wait for that. We gonna talk about it.
No, we definitely will.
I can't wait for that. But all right, man. On to the next topic. Okay, let me see what's on the next topic. On to the next topic. Let's talk about. Oh, let's talk about road rage, particularly Brooklyn road rage. So, Hakeem, this went viral this week. So there was a man who got his truck repoed, and he got really pissed that once the guy, the tow man was towing his truck, the guy got to the tow truck, took the truck and the car and started driving all crazy and everything. And we talked about how how these car payments are really high. People can't really afford car payments like that because of inflation and everything. And this man got so mad that he took the car and took her over. But go ahead, I can play the clip after that. We'll chop it up.
wildest road rage you've ever seen. A repo man in Brooklyn was securing a truck for towing when the furious owner stormed in, demanding he release his vehicle. The repo man attempted to get into his tow truck, but the enraged owner blocked him. After a heated argument, the guy in the black shirt jumped into the tow truck and tried to drive off with his own vehicle. During his rampage, he ended up damaging 6 parked cars and completely totaled his former pickup. But now he's got the tow truck. Hit the like if you've never seen anything this crazy before. Here's the wildest road rage you've ever seen. A repo man in Brooklyn was securing a truck.
This week in Brooklyn, New York, that he got so road rage that he was like, oh, hell no, I'm gonna hijack this truck and I'm gonna take my truck out of here. Not knowing that he damaged his own truck, man, which is crazy. But there's a lot of people, we talked about this before, people. There's a lot of people get their car repossessed because they can't afford payments. Because how bad the economy is and everything, and how bad car rates are so up that people are paying $700, $800, $900 on car payments and really can't afford it. I don't know how they're doing it, but they really can't afford to pay their car payments and everything. And there's people like him who has road rage, somebody taking his car because that's probably the only thing he has, valuable. And the thing is, and he took his car and took the tow truck and then took it and also damaged his own car. So pissed off for no reason. But go ahead, Hakeem, what's your take on this, brother?
Yo, it's just weird to see stuff like this, but it just also clarifies how we're like in a weird space right now. You know what I mean? Where, yo, you got to know what you're doing with your money and not to be angry with certain things. And that, this is a situation you put yourself into, and learning how to get it out is the most important thing about it. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought that was dumb. So now it's going to cost him. What I looked at, what he did was in excess of $30,000 in damages. On top of
more.
Yeah.
More. Because he damaged other people's property.
So it just was like weird. I'm like, yeah, he's going to feel this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because remember, when he was driving the tow truck, you saw that he was damaging other people's cars. Man, he looking about a good probably 200 grand. Cause remember that they gotta replace those cars. And now that with Mr. Muhammad, we normally drop the link on Wednesdays, panel Wednesdays. That one the link is not dropped. I was trying to say that before my internet connection was acting weird because of the weather in Miami. It was just literally raining hard just a few moments ago. But yeah, so New York is a tough city. We have people that live in New York, so New York is one of the toughest cities. Their mindset is different. It's literally like The Walking Dead in New York. Them people, their mind is like one way and one way only, and that's why I understand why it's roadways, because it's so busy and the energy there is just different. But to see that what's going on in New York City, especially in Brooklyn, the street, I'm with you. No change of the street is very small. It gets people aggravated, it gets people upset because how small the streets are. And so for that amount of people to be over there, it's just crazy. And to me, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Repossessions are on an all-time high because, like Jordan stated, which is true, a lot of people can't make their car payments. Car payments right now is through the roof. I think recently they said it'd be like the regular car, the one that you buy out one of these lots, the used cars. Car payments is up there. It's not even the newest cars. It's because of the simple fact of the interest rate. It's too high. People can't afford. People gotta choose whether to have a car or pay for the rent. That's how crazy it is. Whew, you gotta be careful, people. You gotta make the right decision, best for you. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, man, that clip was crazy, yo. I mean, you gonna hijack the guy's tow truck and then you want to damage your own truck? It's like, come on, man. Have a I mean, if you're gonna steal the tow truck, make sure your truck is safe. Don't sit there trying to damage your car and then damage everybody else's car. Now you gotta pay so much money, not just for your car, but everybody else's car and everything. So, he must have some serious type of road rage, because to be mad like that and everything. Because my thing is, my boy, like I said, when it comes to car payments, you gotta pay it. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. Simple as that. If you got to take the subway, which is really easy to take in New York, especially in Brooklyn, if you got to take a subway, take a subway. If you don't think you balling, especially you live in New York, and you think you balling because you have a car and everything, but the thing is you can't afford to pay it and everything, especially in the city of New York. So I know that man gonna have money deep. I mean, I'm gonna say he's gonna be in deep debt, probably for the rest of his life, because all the cars that he destroyed. There's no way he can afford that, because he couldn't afford his car. He couldn't afford his truck. It's simple as that, man. So that was a crazy clip. Crazy clip.
No, he'll be able to them people will be able to do insurance claim for him. Like, especially if they got insurance, they can be able to do claims for it. They'll get their car fixed up or probably get a new one, that is. But that guy right there, he's gonna do some serious time. He's gonna do some serious time, because remember he took he's damaged so much property. He looking about like 5 to 6 years in prison. That's what he's looking about. But go right ahead, Drew.
All right, on to the next topic. Let's go all the way to Las Vegas. And this story is deranged and crazy, and this gonna make your minds kind of confused and maybe your stomach kind of twisted. So there's a 46-year-old woman who was arrested for allegedly decapitating the father of her children and throwing his head into the trash can. And to get this, people, she went to leave him to marry his son. This is some weird. That's crazy. This is a crazy story. Crazy story. This is like weird and wicked. And I was like, oh man, let's talk about this. Go ahead. I can't play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up. Crazy story.
A woman tells a judge she's not a risk days after police say she killed and decapitated the father of her children. And it's a story you will only see from our 8 News Now investigators. Thanks for being here at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Prosecutors say Devin Michaels threw the victim's head in the trash. Months later, it remains missing. Investigator David Charnes with a new twist in the case. New at 6. David.
Brian, Denise, Devin Michaels is just one of the names she uses. The other is Tracy Tavares. And a few months ago, Tracy Tavares told a judge she was a low risk to reoffend. But a few days before that, she is accused of decapitating the father of her children.
Ms. Tavares, is there anything that you want to say on your own behalf?
Video the 8 News Now investigators obtained shows 45-year-old Devin Michaels in court days after prosecutors suspect she killed the father of her children.
Data versus Tracy Tavares.
She's here under the name Tracy Tavares on a child abuse charge, one for which a judge, minutes into this hearing, would sentence her to a year of probation.
I've done counseling classes, therapy, drug tests, psych evaluations. I've done everything, and everyone I've spoken to say I'm not an abusive person, and they don't feel there's any risk for me to abuse her or would ever do this again.
But 2 days before this court hearing, prosecutors allege Michaels hit 46-year-old Jonathan Willett with a stick, then decapitated him with a meat cleaver. According to grand jury transcripts, Michaels has 2 children with Willett. Willett had custody of the kids, but they were living with Michaels and her husband for the summer. Her husband happens to be Willett's son, making him both her husband and her stepson.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Tavares?
Last week, the same judge who sentenced Michaels to probation revoked it amid her new charge of open murder. Detectives in Henderson believe Michaels killed Willett sometime early in the morning of August 7th. They say they found his wallet, ID, and truck keys in her home across town. Michaels telling police she didn't want to kill him, but wanted to hurt him enough so that he would have to go to the hospital. Police say they found his body smoking from chemicals they believe Michaels poured onto it. Michaels then allegedly took Willett's severed head from the Henderson home where police say he was murdered to Las Vegas, where prosecutors say she threw it in the trash. In the days before Willett's death and Michael's arrest, she was here where her public defender told the judge this.
She's a low risk for offending. There was nothing on there that shows she would reoffend again.
Now, for our purposes, we are referring to her as Devin Michaels, as that is the name police and prosecutors are using. That judge that you just saw sentenced her to jail for violating probation. She didn't know about the murder charge yet, as she hadn't been charged, and Michaels is awaiting trial on that new murder charge. She did decline our interview request. Brian.
David Willett's family says he had marketing and moving businesses, was often seen around town with his truck and his trailer sporting the American flag. A family member did not respond to multiple requests to speak with them for this story.
That's some wicked stuff. Oh, I want to say, you guys, y'all see that white judge? That white judge look familiar to you guys? That was that boy. That was the judge. Remember earlier this year in January when that black dude jumped on her? And he sent him to jail, and then he jumped to that lady. That's the same judge who's on the case on her and everything. But go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take on this wicked case right here?
Oh man, what hides in the dark comes in the light. You know what I mean? And this shit is like couldn't happen to a better person. You know what I mean? And I look at this and it makes me think about like how we are sick in so many ways, and how deviancy lives within us, and how we want to explore some of those things. Only God, and Almighty God, can save us from these stuff.
Well, people don't understand. I keep saying that people are sick. People are sick, and I ain't even talking about mental illness type sick. They just sick all over, all over. Well, you have a woman that pretty much decapitated her baby father's head and threw it in the trash. That's a woman that's not in her right mind. And then for some reason, Barry White talking about free her. For what?
Come on, man.
She don't need to be afraid. She need to be in the prison and be underneath the prison cell. That lady is crazy. You don't want someone out there in the world today. That lady is nuts. And I hope she get charged for every last bit of that piece of that man missing body. Because that lady is sick. And it's sad. It's sad that we live in a society today where you have, instead of breaking up, why just not break up with the person? Has it gone this far to break up with somebody that you have to really decapitate someone just so you can build a relationship with the person's son?
That shit is weird, bro.
And my thing is just like, This the man had to know how crazy that woman was and everything. I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know that he was liked her, the intro and everything. You know, if she was saying, she probably just said something. Hey, man, I'm gonna do some things to you, and I meant to do, and I will do it and everything. And I know they had to cross his mind that she's gonna do some sick stuff like that, and she did some sick stuff like that. It's just like yo, what's going on with her twisted mind and everything to make her do some stuff like that. Like there are some, like I said, there are people in this world that, it's very low in numbers that, they're just very deranged, very, very dark, and they'll do stuff like that. Unfortunately, with this lady, she was very dark and very deranged, and she do stuff like that and everything. And for her, she needs to be under the jail. Well, she's in Las Vegas, so she needs to be under the desert. And this man, man, this just tells you like around some of these certain places, like here in middle of some of these West Coast areas. If you go to in Nevada, Utah, or Midwest, there's some stories out here that we don't know about that be some crazy stuff be happening that we don't hear about living in the city. But yeah, man, crazy story.
No, but the problem is a lot of guys like toxic relationships. Even when the woman toxic, they still deal with that woman because they consider her to have that good quote unquote box. So they rather take the risk. And that's the risk guys you're gonna take. If you see a crazy woman like that and you say, oh, she got some good box, I want to build a relationship with her, just best believe you get her in the wrong state of mind, you might be missing a limb or two. Keep that in mind, gentlemen. This is a different generation. These women out here literally, she really rest in peace. That guy. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. But go ahead, Jordan. Moving forward. Well, we're running through these topics fast.
Yes, we are. Well, we got more.
Shout out to Friday.
On to the next topic. So there's a guy went viral, and he talked about how he turned to a sucker. So he talked about that he had a past street life and everything, and fortunately he turned his life around. Now he turned his life around working a 9 to 5 job, and he considers himself as a sucker. He considers himself as a sucker because he not doing the street life no more, and now he does a 9 to 5. Which that don't make you a sucker. Like I said, if you turn your life around by doing 9 to 5, that means you're protecting yourself. You're staying alive. You're not in that street stuff. But go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
I just stopped to get some breakfast, and I just seen my dog and his work truck getting him some breakfast. I'm like, man, that's murder. That's what it do, man. What's up, man? Like, damn, look at my dog working, man. My dog got a job, man. And then I just went to thinking, like, man, we really done turned into some suckers, man. I ain't think it was gonna be like that. Hey, man, I just started to get some breakfast, and I just seen my dog.
Yeah, man. But my thing is, I don't know why he considers himself a sucker. Like, because if you like, once you say on the street like doing 9 to 5, man, it makes you a good citizen, But I don't really think he's a sucker. But go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on this on him? Back around.
The reason why I think he's a sucker, the reason why he think he's a sucker, think about it. A 9 to 5 job, you gotta wait every 2 weeks or probably a week to get paid. Compared to the street light, some people can generate, depends on what you do, you can generate probably $1,000 a day. You won't get that type of $1,000 a day in a job unless you're doing something that's very like computer tech, or you're in some type of management position, a managerial role, and then you're making $1,000 a day. So that's why you think he's a sucker. Not only that, but remember, you got to get up, you got to go to work. Compared to being in the street, you can wake up at any certain time, and then you can do what you got to do. Hakeem, you can tell your story because you used to be someone that used to be involved in that type of lifestyle. So you can kind of correlate when it comes to the aspect, when it comes to money, working a regular street life than working a 9 to 5.
So, thank you, brother. So, like everybody, I've stated, I have had my run-ins with the law, and there's no retirement plan. There's no health benefits. There's no stock options. There's nothing. You are a sucker if you in the streets. That is a fact. I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? You might like the lifestyle, and it's a degenerate behavior to involve yourself into criminal activity. Your mama crying, your kids is crying. Yes, you might get a lot of raw sex. You might get a lot of raw sex because some women like degenerates and degenerate behavior. But at the point when I noticed it, at a point in time in my life, I wasn't going nowhere. There was nothing to do. You know what I mean? And then when you try to get your life back, you're back working at a minuscule job. If I would have just stayed on the course like most people, I probably would be in a different level. So he needs to be happy he's not either in the cemetery, in prison doing 20 years, sharing a bunk with Bubba, or paraplegic.
Yeah, I agree with you, Hakeem, on that, man. To me, with me, I don't, like I said, once you have a 9 to 5 and you out of the street life, man, to me that's a good average. That's a good life. You got help, you get health benefits, you get dental benefits. Some companies you get vacations, you get paid vacations, and that you get a 401k. You start paying for your 401k and everything, and save for your future. Work for a company for 20 years and 30 years. And then after that, you can retire in your 50s and 60s, and you be living your golden years like that. So, for me, for him, I don't consider myself a sucker life because you're not getting paid like every day or quickly like as you do as a 9 to 5. But what you do right now, man, you should do is just plan for your future, plan for your 401k. And once you get that done, retire in your 50s and 60s. and live the rest of your life with golden, because you live to live a longer life. When it comes to the street life, your days are numbered, and I think he knows that. So, to me, man, you're not a sucker. To me, you're doing a good thing as being a good citizen. That's my take on that.
But you got to keep in mind, the reason why he, like I say, the reason why he think he's a sucker is because the simple fact is a 9 to 5. Remember, it's much harder to generate that money than the street life. The street life, remember, everything is fast, everything's quick. I could go out there and I could generate 200 instead of going to 9 to 5. I got to punch in the clock, and probably I might generate like 50, 80, $60 within the 6 to 7 hours. So which one makes more logical sense? Me being in the street or me going to work? Now, going to work, like you said, that's long-term benefit. But in the street, like, that's fast term. People want things fast. He's the guy that want things fast. He want it right then and then. He don't want to just go into someone's clock. And that is also, I don't know, you guys heard too, a lot of people are complaining about 9 to 5 jobs now. A lot. They're doing videos. They're doing TikTok about it as well. They're like, 9 to 5 ain't worth it anymore. You go to 9 to 5, you're not making the money that you want to make.
Mm-hmm.
So the street life is ready to go, Hakeem and Jordan? That's the new thing now? People want to do the street life?
No. I live a lot more comfortable life now. Don't get me wrong. If you're in the street life, you get a lot of sex. A whole lot of sex. A lot of raw sex. But it's nothing to brag about.
No comment. No freak off over here. Sorry, Hakeem. No comment. No, I said no comment. Go ahead, Jordan. Moving forward, because Hakeem gonna be on his rant.
All right, on to the next topic. So there was a woman who went viral. She had did a birthday party for her daughter, and then once the father came up and his girlfriend came up, she canceled it immediately, and she got mad about that. She actually called the cops against the baby father. I don't know if he has a what you call it, a restraining order against him. But once he showed up, she canceled the party immediately, and she started running around all over the parking lot, calling the cops and trying to stay away from him. Well, then that Hakeem played the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up. All right, I gotta make you a bottle. Make you a bottle.
Hey, Kay.
I have a restraining order. You guys aren't supposed to be here.
Where's the baby? Where the baby?
We're here. You're not
Kaylee, where the baby?
I have a restraining order of somebody who's here. Can you please come right now?
Where the baby
Can you please
at?
come right now? I have a restraining. You have a warrant out for your arrest too. I'm at Chuck E. Cheese. You have a warrant out for your arrest, John.
Okay,
Don't do
where
this in
the
front of our
baby?
school friends.
Where the baby? Where's the baby at? Where's the baby?
Come on, let's go.
Come on, Kaylee, we don't want no trouble.
I don't care.
Where the
I don't want to
baby?
talk to you. Don't talk to me.
I just want to get
I don't
the
want
baby.
to talk.
Come on,
Don't
man.
matter.
That ain't even
Bye.
necessary.
Don't matter. Don't talk to me either. You definitely. And you. You so mad.
Don't
no,
be-
I'm not.
don't-
I'm not be mad at that.
Forgot? You mad because I turned you down.
Stupid.
Yeah,
get some news. Yeah, don't act stupid. Don't act delusional. Don't act delusional.
Hey, don't run now. Everybody on the way.
Oh, that's your bucket?
Kaylee, I'm not going to harass you. This is for your daughter. This for your daughter. What we doing to you for your daughter? You know that don't make no sense. This is for your daughter, Kaylee.
Cancel it right now.
But why?
Fine.
Why are you doing that to your daughter?
Fine.
Why you gonna be like that to your daughter?
That's you. You're disgusting ratchet.
At all.
You're about to have a warrant out for your arrest as well.
No, we in for a party in a public place.
Come here.
Hey, if I got a warrant, she must have lied again. I beat the last forgot. You mad because when she lied? Come on. And we was here first.
This ain't necessary right here. Even necessary.
Look, there they go. Thank you. Thank you. I have a restraining order. Thank you. Thank you to be John Jones. He's harassing me. Him and his family. It's been 6 years. He ain't never seen my
Let me go talk.
What?
Let me talk to you.
Please, I have a restraining order in the car.
Let me talk to you.
It doesn't matter. You're not supposed to be around me. Yes. It's not fair.
This is, yes.
Okay. So she lied. Come on. Hey.
Yeah, man, that was crazy, yo. Go ahead, Kim, man. What's your take on it, brother?
Now, I want people to look at this from a different lens. Please, people, look at this from a different lens. You want to believe her? I have to be a little bit smarter. Why would somebody jeopardize his freedom? He has tattoos on his face to come see his daughter, willing to go to jail. Most men would clearly just leave the kid alone. Am I wrong, Ron? I ain't gonna go to prison for nobody. And I'm speaking how a street guy would speak. I'll just go make some new kids. I'm going to a party knowing that she's gonna act like this. I got to feel comfortable. Maybe their lies came to start so happy. I understand this, but I'm thinking from a man perspective. Let's be logical here. I want everybody to look at this from a perspective. We don't know the full story. All we hear that he has a warrant out for Israel. This is why I thank Allah for blessing me with the mother of my children. 100%. That's why I always say this. Watch who you have a kid with. But people, I'm going to land this like this. He comes to the party with his dad. That was his father. His baby mama. And I think the dad's wife there. What is he going to do? What is he physically going to do? He comes to see the chick. He said, no excuses. They ain't logical. You're not, I just want you to think. The logical point is, if he's a street guy, I'm not going nowhere around police. If I'm coming to see my daughter, there's a reason to. He must feel comfortable, or we don't know 100% facts. That's all I'm saying.
Barry White said they're idiots. I don't think they're idiots. I think he came there for the support of his for his kid. He didn't come there just for the baby mama. I think the baby mama was just jealous because the 75 years he brought someone else to the party, another woman, without her knowing. He just brought her. So I think he only fell in that aspect. I think he should have communicated like, hey, listen, I'm gonna bring him out. I'm gonna bring the girl I'm talking to the party. I'm gonna drop it off and then I'm gonna go. Now, I think that's why she was acting the way she was acting, because it pretty much it seemed like the girl, it seemed like his baby mama still want him a little bit, and then the only way for her to get back is by calling the police, and not only that, but jeopardizing the father by putting him in jail. Why would you do something like that? And you know, right now, kids need a father in their life. To me, if he's doing his responsibility, he's doing his job, she should have never did that. I think she's just working. She's just working out of her emotions. She's just upset because the simple fact is he moved on. He got someone else. Some women are spiteful, and then she's one of them. She's just a spiteful woman. She's just upset that he got another girlfriend.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that, brother. I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah, and then she called the police on him. To me, that's the crazy. Why would you do that? Spiteful.
Listen, I'm trying to see. I don't think he was coming in to beat her up. This is why a
He's
lot
not. No.
you know what I'm trying to say. But here's the thing. And I'm gonna say something that people might not like. The only control you have over a man is his kids. If there's nothing else there, you can't control him. His kids and police.
Facts.
Once those things remove, you have no control over him.
You don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, but she knew she had her control. Like you said, the kid and the police that controlled him. He knew he couldn't be out of his element. I was like, yo, I didn't do nothing wrong. Why are you calling the police for? I ain't do nothing wrong. Now she stated that, hey, I don't want you at the party, and you came on your own. But listen, that's on you then, because he said she don't want you there. I want to come.
Yeah. Now that I'm gonna be like, hey man, But then I say at the end of the day, like I know, and it all stems to this: kids suffer from grown people problems and grown people
True.
interactions. You feel me?
Facts.
And if we don't make the best decision with the kids, then it's just, and we all know men and women suffer on both ends of the spectrum when you have kids. Some women are left with the children having to fend for it, fend for the kids themselves and become financially strapped. Some men end up on child support and get a negative name on and say you're a deadbeat when sometimes that's not technically true. We all gonna fight against this situation. You know what I mean? And we say what is the right thing to do. Go ahead.
And the thing is, about Hakeem, I feel sorry for the
Oh my God.
girl, for the
Yeah.
child. Just to see something like that your parents just can't get along when it comes with a birthday party, yo. Even though you guys not together, like, come on, man, stuff like that. For her, she got to suck it up and say, knowing that the father will go come to the party any day with the gift. When it comes to the girlfriend, he probably should have said something about it because there are some women who feels some type of way when they're not together, and then he brings his girlfriend with at that party, and sometimes the woman's not comfortable bringing seeing the father bring the girlfriend to the party because he feels some type of way, and it feels like you know if the daughter is with the daughter, if the girl, I mean, if the child is with the father and also with the girlfriend, they feel some type of ways like the father's girlfriend is trying to play the mother type of way, which is not the case and everything. But it just comes to having communications when it comes to with your child and everything. When it comes to birthdays, holidays, any other such like that, and you can tell that there was no communication from both of them. And I know for her, I'm thinking like how she was running out and everything. It's like once the child's father was with the girlfriend, it's like she didn't want nothing to do with him. And that's what I see because there's no way. Why are you running around the parking lot like that? You want to call the police because the child is there and everything. He came with no trouble. The girlfriend came with no trouble. They just want to give the girls gift and enjoy the party. For her doing all that, running around and everything, like y'all get away from me, get away from me, da 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 da. And then they call the cops. I'm calling the cops, so the cops get here and everything. Totally uncalled for. And the child's got to see this, yo. And to me, I mean, it hurts. It hurts a child, the long way and everything because if even though you're not together, you still want to see how co-parenting works and how the child to see, when she gets always, hey, my parents broke up, when it comes to co-parenting, they did a good job, but what we see right now, and they can't fix this, it's definitely gonna hurt the child in the long term when she grows up, and this is sad to see. That's right, Natasha. Just focus on the kids. That's all you got to do. Some people can't do that. Some people got their own ego.
Exactly, Jordan. Exactly. People got their own ego, and then when you're dealing with a woman that's being very spiteful, that's what's gonna create. And like what Hakeem and your guys always stated, be careful who you have kids with. You can't have kids with everybody. And that's the thing with a lot of men are suffering now. They realize that the woman, the baby mama, they thought we were gonna be cool, or she ain't gonna give me a lot of headache. Now she giving me a lot of headache. It is what it is. He's in a different situation, even though he's trying to move on and he's trying to do what's right. He's trying to be involved in the kid's life because a lot of people always have that stigma how black men don't want to be in the kid's life. Now you have black men that are trying to be in the kid's life, they still get the end of the stick. That's what I don't like to see. I don't like to see that. I really don't.
We say I keep you
But
on mute.
I came. You was on mute. You're muted.
Thank you, brothers. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
That's all good.
You were saying something. Go ahead. What you were saying?
Yeah, and man, this is a good conversation, man. And this is why Joe don't hurt him a lot and happy because you know what I mean. Y'all married and you had your kids with the person you were. So we not seeing that type of issue. And I'm saying like this is why it's best to be able to have kids with somebody who you and them are on the same page. And I'm gonna always advocate for this, even though you got a lot of people who come up with these crazy notion that, oh, marriages ain't nothing, is a thing of the past. But we all know, man, cohabitating and getting along with people and communication and comprehension is one thing. But you also gotta know, dog, what's important, man. What's important. And what's important is building a life with somebody and raising kids. And when you find somebody on the same notion, we won't see these things like this.
No, but I don't think marriage is the things of the past. Was the thing of the past is like long, healthy marriage. You don't see that anymore because a lot of people are getting divorced on a quicker scale. Like most of the time, they say the average marriage today only lasts not even 10 years anymore. It lasts
Yeah.
up to 5 years.
Yep.
So that's bad. Like remember back then, people used to get married. It used to be like on 20, 30, 40 years. You don't see that anymore. Look at John Mathis. He just got divorced and they've been married like close to like 40.
Yeah, 40 years.
Yeah.
So that what they were saying. Marriage isn't thing of the past. I think they get it misconstrued. I think it's long marriages is a thing of the past. But we need to bring that. We need to bring that up. We need to bring that back.
We do. And he says, and listen, shout outs to Joe No Hurt Him. He said they jump in a chance to make it about them. Women, be careful with who you have children with. I say the same
Correct.
thing. Joe No Hurt Him says, but we out here, but we are out there, brother Ron, 100%. Listen, relationship is disordered now.
Yes.
Joe Don't Hurt Him, but blessed to Joe Don't Hurt Him. He's been married a long time. But him himself had to have the mindset, heart, and the spirituality to say, I'm gonna find me one woman, and had discernment to pick the right woman who was saying that we're gonna make this together, no matter if we're going up or down, we're gonna build this life together. I don't want to be with nobody who's gonna wake up one morning and say, I need to find myself. And we got 2-3 kids here. What? Baby, we need to go to church or the masjid and work that out. She say, no, we not going to no masjid or no church. I'm gonna go find myself and go back into the streets. I said, but we got 2 kids.
No, but most of the time, a girl say she gonna go find herself because chances are she got single friends somewhere.
Oh, that's why married people should not hang with single people.
I agree. But women gonna hang with whoever they want to hang with, and gentlemen gonna hang with whoever they want to hang with. But at the same time, that's the issue. You hang with single people, you gonna mind be like, okay, I see him always hooking up, I see her always going out. She got her hair done, she looking sexy. I want to have that same experience, and that will bring conflict within your marriage. So that was it. And but a lot of women get upset today when a man say, "No, I don't want you hanging out with your girlfriend. She's single." They'll curse that man out.
Yep. I never.
So that was a. Go ahead, Hakeem.
I never got my own life. I just want my own life. I just need to be separate from you.
You had your own life until you got married. Now we in it together. You already decided what you wanted to do. I don't want to hear all that.
And but remember I told you today's society we live in a society where there's this there's a baby mama culture. Everybody wants just kids. They don't want the commitment.
They don't.
So but moving forward, go ahead, Jordan. Time is against us. So go right ahead.
All right, let's go on to a different topic. Let's go all the way to Mississippi. So the U.S. Department of Justice has opened a civil rights investigation into Mississippi Sheriff Department, whose officers tortured 2 black men in a racist attack that included beatings, repeated use of stun guns, and assault with a toy. I think we talked about this before. One of the victims was shot in his mouth, officers said Thursday. So the Justice Department will investigate whether the Rankin County Sheriff's Department has engaged in a pattern of practice of excessive force and unlawful stop, search, and arrest, and whether it had used racial discrimination policy practices, according to Assistant Attorney General. 5 Rankin Sheriff deputies pled guilty in last year to breaking into a home without a warrant and engaging in an hour-long attack on Michael Core Jenkins and Eddie Parker. 6 officers from the Richland Police Department was also convicted in an attack. Some of the officers were part of a group so willing to use excessive force, they called themselves the Goon Squad. All 6 were sentenced in March, receiving terms up to 10 to 40 years in prison. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Shout out to Abi Wody, that's also in the building. Go right ahead, King.
And this is also breaking tonight.
The Department of Justice is taking action after several reports show a history of misconduct from the Rankin County Sheriff's Department deputies. 12 News' Delisha Banks breaks down the facts of the DOJ's civil rights investigation. Delisha?
Byron, the Rankin County Sheriff's Department is the subject of the recent civil rights investigation. The Department of Justice will closely observe the discriminatory actions, policing practices, and behaviors of the department and its deputies.
In 2023, 2 black men were brutally assaulted by 5 former Rankin County deputies and a former Richland police officer. The 6, also known as the Goon Squad, pled guilty and were sentenced for the excessive force and torture of Michael Corey Jenkins and Eddie Terrell Parker. According to U.S. Assistant Attorney General Christian Clark, the Department of Justice has received other reports similar to the Goon Squad incident.
Public reports indicate that deputies allegedly plant evidence, coerce confessions, and have tried to hide evidence of their wrongdoing, particularly of the violence they have visited on the people of Rankin County. Allegations like these have persisted for years, which suggest widespread Sheriff's Department failures to adequately train and supervise deputies, uncover wrongdoing when it occurs, and hold deputies accountable for violations of law or policy.
U.S. Attorney Todd G. represents the Southern District of Mississippi. He says the state must put an end to history repeating itself.
The events in Rankin County appear to be a continuation of the violence and intimidation that for too long has defined how many African Americans experience the justice system in Mississippi. We do not have to accept the old hatreds and abuse of the past. And we do not have to accept the false claim that safety comes at the price of illegal force and abuse of power.
Attorney Malik Shabazz represented the 2 Goon Squad victims. Shabazz says, quote, on behalf of Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker and innumerable victims of Rankin County's long and extremely violent legacy of departmental abuse under Sheriff Brian Bailey, we applaud the DOJ Civil Rights Division today, end quote. Representatives of the Department of Justice began speaking with the residents of Rankin County who have fallen victim of injustice.
We need citizens to come out and actually speak out about what has happened to them. We've had a good amount of people who have done this in the last year and a half, but certainly there are more. And the Justice Department wishes to speak with them, and certainly I, as an attorney, am happy to speak with them also.
DOJ says a public report of their conclusions will be published once the investigation is completed.
The Rankin County Sheriff's Office released a statement saying, quote, we will fully cooperate with all aspects of this investigation while also welcoming the DOJ's input into our updated policies and practices, end quote.
So since they got sentenced last year, now that the Justice Department they're doing a full investigation when it comes to that department. So go ahead, Roddy, man. What's your take on this?
Certain things they won't let die because remember, it's upon generation upon generation upon generation upon generation. That hatred rhetoric that they've been teaching their children is going to continue until at one point it's just got to completely stop. I think we live in. I think shout out to the lovely Sophia Gray for the gifted membership. She gifted 5 memberships. Adrian Nicole, Pretty Pink. Who else she gifted? Joe No heard him. Joe No after you already, and also Guam. I don't know that. Mr. Jacob, never seen him before, and I don't know how to say that other name. How you say that last? What is
Elijah? Like Elijah, like a Hakeem Olajuwon. It's a famous basketball player.
Yeah, Olajuwon.
Olajuwon.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, the lovely Sophia Grace. Guys, make sure y'all subscribe to She Rising Soul. Keep that in mind. And I that is also very important for to become members. The more membership we have, the more we can give you guys with emojis. We want to make sure we get everybody in the chat emojis. That's our goal, man. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to those that also donated to us, also to the Cash App, to the platform, to the gift, and everything. All that is going right back into the business. So we really thank you guys so very much. And she said she watching in the clouds. Enjoy your sun gazing. When you look at us, you're looking at the sun. Because she said she watching us from the clouds. I said enjoy your sun gazing. We brighten up your day. No, but that's what I'm saying. This hatred rhetoric been in this country forever, and it seems like at some point it needs to stop. These old generation of old folks that teach their kids, these type of teachings. That's why it's continuing to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I always tell myself it's gonna be a generation where finally all this will be put to rest, and there won't be no more of that type of hatred. But as of now, the best way to get them is pretty much suing them. Suing them. It's something that's going on, especially in the aspect of Mississippi, where a lot of that stuff got going on. Like they say, like them sundown towns. Those are the ones that people need to pay attention to, and those are the ones people need to hold accountable for. Go ahead, King.
Brother, you spoke so eloquently. You cannot begot hate forever. Kids get older. We starts to learn more. And we know that we can't hate forever. All over the world, people who are trying to rule or object people in hate, your days are numbered. As God is my witness. Everything you trust shall crumble. And the people who are victims shall be the victors. You might not like it. You think you can keep this going forever. It's not. We don't want to hate no more. We just want to live in peace. And this will show you when people say defund the police. I'm not saying I'm pro police, but I'm not pro hate. I'm not pro beating me up with a billy club or putting a semi-automatic pistol in my mouth to try to keep me in check or to keep me in control. We need protection. We need the police, but we need people who understand how to police.
Guys, shout out to Barry White for also becoming a member. The Chaos Culture Radio friends. Welcome, Barry White. Thank you for joining the Chaos Culture Radio family. And shout out to Pee Wee. I don't know.
No, Pip. I think it's
Pepe. Pepe. You know it's Pepe. Sorry, Pepe.
He said he was living a godly life. I don't know.
I don't know that's a man. I don't know that's a man or a woman. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But shout out to you, a new subscriber. Welcome. Thank you for thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Never seen you here before. This like Hakeem always say, this is a Christian made channel. Feel free to involve everyone in the chat. No one won't hurt you, but don't be out of line because the mom mother and the mom father will be watching out for you. You know what I'm saying? But welcome Pepe to the Cal Culture Radio. Feel free to leave any comment you want. Free speech. We don't censor anybody here. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, when it comes to this, well, thankfully the Department of Justice, they're getting involved and checking this out and everything. But the thing is like this is not just a thing in the South. This happens all over America, especially in rural type of towns. You know, you have rural towns here in California, Nevada, here in the West Coast, in the Midwest, in the Northeast. You know, it's there's some type of racism when it comes to cops. You know, all around small rural towns, but it's the majority of white people and everything, and they practice a little bit more racism as you will see if you go to bigger cities where there's a lot of black people, where there's a lot more liberal and everything. So yeah, this right here, this goes on generation to generation of keep practicing racism on blacks. And unfortunately, eventually, I hope it can stop. But the thing is like race. Like I said, when it comes to the United States of America, it was like born to racism and everything, and it keeps going in every generation and then every generation, And to me, hopefully we can see the ending of this. But as you can see, well, look, like I said, you see it in Mississippi, especially in the South, but like all over America, there are certain rural areas where when it comes to with the police, where they might practice, race, practice racism, and also having their own type of group, which they call themselves the Goon Squad, and they feel like they can use the Excessive Force awful, not just black people or anybody and everything. People like that, when they have power, they think they can do anything with it. But now they thought they could do so much that now now they're in jail, and now not just the 6 sheriffs that got put in jail, but they put the whole sheriff department in jeopardy too, of what's going down in the sheriff office and everything. So they're looking at deep dive in that. So yeah, man, hopefully eventually, it might not be in my generation, hopefully in my daughter's generation, we can see the interrace system. But right now, it looks like it's not going anytime soon.
Thank you, Mom, Mother. Also, we put on Happy channel in the chat, so you guys don't be afraid to go and subscribe to Happy channel. So she do some crazy commentary over there. What's going on within the space? She sometimes she go live, sometimes she does. Depends on her working schedule. But also go over there and check her out. Sometimes I'll be over there laughing, goofing off. I can be over there as well. So go ahead, show her some love. Shout out to Happy. That's in the building. Thank you once again for becoming KL Culture Radio friend. Really do greatly appreciate it. But I would say racism at some point, Hakeem and Jordan, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think racism will ever die?
No.
Not in this country, no.
No. The differences keep us separated. When we remove differences, everybody's going to be all right. But we always want to pick and choose the differences. You're light skinned. I'm dark skinned. He's Haitian. He's Black American. He's Jamaican. Like all these titles we focus on. I'm rich. You're poor. You know what I mean? We focus on so much minuscule things that make us not want to come together. You know,
look at the political part. Look at the Democrats Republican. Look how people are crazy about that. Especially around election season. God damn.
Come on, man.
It's all crazy. But other than that, let's move on to the next topic. This might be our final topic. So let's talk about Little Scrappy went viral, and he was talking about successful black people, men or women. He talked about how just because we got money don't mean we can do what white folks do. And basically talk about basically he kind of talked about the Diddy situation, like you have all this money, you have all this power, but you do we do a lot of things wrong for decades and decades. Eventually, you're gonna get caught, and usually you're gonna get caught, and you will be, and likely you will be the fall guy, and Scrappy was kind of talking a little based on that. But other than that, Hakeem played the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
But shout out to Happy as well for sending us the cash out. Really do greatly appreciate that. Thank you for your love and support.
White. Appreciate you.
Go right ahead. Hakeem.
All right, so listen. When we get money, right? When black people get money, we don't have we're not really free like they tell us we're free, like the land of the free, blah, blah, blah. We're not slaves no more, blah, blah, blah. And they look over and you got all these wealthy black people. That don't mean nothing, because you know what? Wipe my glasses off. You still can't do what they do. You still can't do what them white folk do. You're a black man, a black woman. Like, and while all the black women are laughing at the black men that go down, like, what you think gonna happen? You think, like, after they take all the men out, you gonna be safe? Come on, man. It's crazy. But look, at the end of the day, all y'all black brothers is laughing at people. Man, we are not, like Farrakhan say, we are not subject from the game. My video. All right, so listen. Like, we have a life to live. If we have the same, the devil tempt us the same way he tempt everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And let's prayerfully and hopefully we all stay solid. You know what I'm saying? And we don't go out like that. But I tell you this, black men and black women, we have to use our head. Just because we get money don't mean we can go do what them white folk do. Them white folk do whatever they want. We see that. Like, we have.
Go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on what Little Scrappy was talking about?
Yeah, he make a good solid point. Because people fail to realize. Remember, you got to keep it in mind. This is their country. They choose to do whatever they want with it. Not only that, we are using their dollars. You got to keep it in mind. Their currency have their people on it. It's not our people on their currency. So at the same time, that's what it is, and then that's how the system is. At the end of the day, they still want us to be able to capitalize, but at some point, we still have to keep this minimum. We can't go higher than that. We're gonna stay right here. You could become millionaires, billionaires, but when you try to buy them out or you try to do something, you see what happens. Diddy was trying to buy him out. Look what he's going through. Bill Cosby was trying to buy him out. Look what he's going through. Like when you try to do things out of their element, they're gonna try to take you down. So to me, as long as you stay here, you okay. But the only thing is, I don't like the simple fact is that you have our own people pretty much making fun of our own people when they're doing bad or when they are down. I think we have to at some point be able to uplift because remember they do that to their people. When their people down, they don't put them down; they uplift them. And Hakeem can speak more on that. Go right ahead, big dog.
Thank you, brother. I love that you say that, but like I want to point an example. When Weinstein got caught up, there wasn't 100 million videos scolding him.
Facts.
Any one of us will make thousands of videos about it and say, "Oh, we gotta put this out in the community." Every culture goes through the same thing black people go through, but we somehow
Yep.
put a microscope on us to expose the negativity of it. I've been waiting to see a video on Weinstein and white boys and white girls going in on him. I don't see him. You know what I mean? So we
And
can't
it was supposed to, remember, it was supposed to come out early this year, and it still didn't come out.
still ain't
Yeah, with
came
the
out
list.
with
Still
the
haven't.
list. So we can't kick our people down. And here's the funny thing is when people in their culture do something, people still exonerate them and too. Look at Jeffrey Dahmer. They love him. They're making movies and videos of him. And you want to know something? We're trying to see a coalition. Why is that? Maybe because he mainly only killed people like this. And that's why they don't have no issue with it. I'm saying this. A lot of these people who do wrong, we supposed to check them. We supposed to give them therapy. But they still is a part of our family. White folks do the same thing for people who do things in their culture as well. They try to at least look at them as being human and try to be humane about it. You know what I mean? We're so easy to kick each other down because we've been taught to do that. I'm not supposed to like my brother. As soon as my brother failed one time, I'm going to remind him every day until he dies.
Preach.
It's a fact I came and man, I kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, okay. This is comes to black people. When we come to this world, we come to our skin. There's always rules that we know about and everything. But it's always when we come, we have some. We get money and we build our money, and when we be millionaires to billionaires, we feel like we have a whole bunch of power. We can do anything we want. And the thing is, you might have money, you might be rich and famous and everything, but the thing is, you don't have power like that, like you think you do. Like I said, with the obvious look at Diddy and everything. He thought he had a lot of power, do what he wanted to do. Now he's in jail. And that comes from any black people who rich and powerful and everything. Look at Tiger Woods and everything. He was rich and powerful. And once they found out he was cheating on his wife, he went all the way down and everything. Get shout out to LeBron James. He's been a very successful billionaire, and he's playing the role. He's playing his role, and he knows what to do and everything. He knows the rules. That's why we see LeBron James really getting into trouble like that. He's squeaky clean and everything because he know how to play the rules. So There's very, very small know how black people, when it comes to money, have a power. They know how to play the rules. Well, majority of us as black people, when we get a lot of money, we think the rules doesn't exist, and then once we think the rules doesn't exist, you get in trouble and everything. So when it comes to you here in South America, you should like I said, we already know the rules, but once you get money, once you get power, learn how to stay quiet and learn how to use your power wisely. Don't Once you have power, don't overuse it, because if you overuse it, especially if you overuse it too much, you eventually gonna get into trouble. So and for us as a black community, we need to learn that when it comes to money and everything, you must move silent. Do not show your wealth. We always like to show that we got, $100,000 worth of bands, showing our money and everything. No, you should not do that. It might feels good, cool. We might, back in the hood, we seen that on music videos, hip hop videos. If you want to be the baller, you gotta have the change, you got the money, you got to have the cars, and that's make you power and everything. Which is definitely not the case once you grow up and everything. The important thing to do is once you have money, invest, build your money, invest in wealth, and keep building on, and then after that, you push it to the next generation, and that's how it works and everything. We see all other races do it, and also there's very few of us as black people doing this as well. But I just want to see more of us doing that, and that way, we can build our own stuff. When it comes to hospitals, schools, and all that type of things as well. So, like I said, we have the spending power, but the thing is, it's not to show off, but also to save and build from inside of our community, so we can have a lot more wealth for our future generations.
Go ahead, Hakeem. You go highlight some of the comments from the chat as we get ready to wind down.
He said he's a op and a liar prosper. Black men and women for the communities and families. Natasha said we focus too much on entertainment money. There are black-owned major companies across the industries in America alone. We are only seeing who really has power.
Yep. Facts.
Pepe said, why was the advice hard for Sean Combs?
Because he started early and he kept abusing it, and then he kept doing it for so long. Now he in trouble.
Celebrity power is an illusion, but their influence is real.
Facts.
It is. It's very real. Remember, Malcolm X used to talk about it a lot of times, like, be afraid of these entertainers, because remember, their influence is very powerful. Even though people may think it's fake, but they have power. They have power of influence, and not only that, podcasters now also have power of influence as well.
Mm-hmm.
Based on that's why a lot of channels right now, YouTube are trying to get rid of them, because their influence could really hurt the community. Could really hurt the community. Not only that, but hurt this nation. Depends on the rhetoric. Shout out to Chicago Riddle, that's also in the building. And not only that, guys, it's also so very important to make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, special shout out to She Rising Soul, the lovely Sophia Grace, that was also in the building, gifting 5 membership. Shout out to the lovely Baby White, who also donated to the platform, also became a member today, a KL Culture Radio friend.
Love you.
Shout out to the mother who always coming here, dropping everybody channel, showing us love and support. Man, she show love and support to everybody channel. Can't wait till when she have her own channel, so we can show love and support to her. But just having her here, to me, is good enough. That's why we call her the mother. Shout out to the mom, Father Kendall, for also being in the building. Chicago Gorilla is also in the building, guys. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and also Happy channel as well. Chicago Gorilla was live the other day. I was over there for a few minutes and listen to his rhetoric. Nah, he was speaking some good game. But it's also good to see Chicago continue doing our content, my brother. Don't stop, man. I can't look up to you, so we need you to continue to do what you're doing. Shout out to White High, that's also in the building. Shout out to Ashton Williams, the creator of the Shot Still Avenger. He will be going live right after us at 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central time. So guys, be on the lookout for that. Shout out to the lovely Bobby Bryan, the lovely Sherry Bryan. They on their lovely vacation, but we have to give them a special shout out because they doing their thing. They always showing us love and support over there in the Facebook world. Shout out to what his name? What is it, Pepe? Pepe?
Yeah, Pepe.
That's his name. Shout out to Pepe, a new subscriber. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully see you again on the next show. You're welcome here. Don't worry, there's a free base channel, so don't worry, it's Christian base, so you good. Somebody's not gonna hurt you. You good. Shout out to No Chaser, that's also in the building. You great to see you, my brother. Now that I'll be Wody, that's also in the building. Joe don't hurt him. Thank you so much for your super chat, and also Ken Doll, the motherfucker. Thank you so much for your super chat. Shout out to Genesis I Am, who's also was in the building. Shout out to you, Love. Thank you for coming by. We really do greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shout out to Nightish. That's also in the building. Nice, he's over there doing his thing. Now he don't start working, boy. He don't, boy. I thought, boy, he don't start working. He go live right after we done going live. He's going live, man. Shout out to him. Hey, look at Chicago Real. Chicago Real is side by.
Mambule.
Shout out to those that are watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch, guys. Make sure you follow. It's so very important. Pretty soon we will be on Rumble, and also we'll be on Twitter. We gotta set that thing up, so we on the lookout for that, because we're gonna create more violence every day. Not only that, but shout out to those that actually go back and watch the playback. No Chase always go back and watch the playback. Safari goes back and watch the playback. A lot of people go back and watch the playback, guys. Also, it's very good. Leave a comment, because we actually do reply to you guys' comments, so don't be afraid. Leave a comment. I'm talking about for all the new subscribers. Leave a comment. Let us know who you are. We would like to conversate with you guys, because I know some people be watching from the cloud and they are afraid to comment. But don't be afraid. Comment. We love you too, Bobby. We love you too. We love you all, man. You guys are making Chaos Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet. Now that, guys, also very important. You go to Chaos Culture Radio description in the description where you get the Chaos Culture Radio t-shirt. What I got on, the Chaos Culture Radio hat, the Chaos Culture Radio. Give me 1 second. The Chaos Culture Radio coffee mug. The coffee mug is fire. And now that Hakeem is working on some winter gears, because we know we head into the winter, so guys be on the lookout for some winter gears. We already got the beanies, but I think he's working on the jackets, the sweaters, and stuff like that. So guys be on the lookout for that. Also, President King book. That one is not in the description, but however, it's in the community tab. Go in the community tab. Go ahead, support the Black author, Black Love, and also you're working on another book. Hakeem, do you know when that book is going to be coming out?
Man, I'm trying to get it done before my birthday. I've been so busy with so much other stuff, so we're working.
Oh, you say you're still gonna be working. Oh yeah, thank you, Natasha. Yeah, that interview was good. Yeah, guys, go back and go check out some of the interview. We interview Jay Telly and also on Kingdom. Gotta go ahead, go and be on the lookout. We really do greatly appreciate it. Go and watch it. We got more interviews. Actually, got more interviews coming. We're gonna interview Chicago Real friend for politics, and also we have another artist we're gonna interview who is a great friend of Stevie. Great friend of Stevie. So that's gonna be a good interview. We got that one coming up soon. So guys, be on the lookout for these type of interviews. KL Culture Radio, we built our channel based on interviews, so we're gonna go back to that, and we got many more interviews coming along. And Natasha, if you have anybody you want us to interview, just get in touch with Hakeem, and we'll interview them. No matter who it is, business people, entrepreneurs, authors, whatever you want us to interview, we'll go ahead and interview them. I think a lot of people need to be heard. You know, pretty soon we're gonna interview some OnlyFans models, but so we can have our own personal conversation about the freak offs. But that might be under the paywall. I don't know yet. I don't know that. I don't know if we should make that release, guys. I don't know. That should be under the paywall. But anyhow, be on the lookout. We got a lot of interviews coming on. So just be patient. It's coming soon. So just be on the lookout for that. And make sure you become members, because pretty soon we will be doing members only content. So it's gonna be under the paywall where we talk about different variety of topics that we won't do on the live. It just be separate from the live, so people that's members could go ahead and see it. So that one might be a little bit explicit, but still under the guidelines of YouTube. So that'll be on the lookout for that one. Thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Enjoy you guys' weekend, guys. Be safe. It's football weekend. You already know college football and NFL.